Good afternoon, my friends. I want to give you a quick tip that can help your brain rewiring process be much smoother as you go through things. One of the biggest mistakes I see people make around incremental training or any time when they're feeling activated and they're not sure why. Either they did something, they're training on something, or they're just going about and all of a sudden they find that they're quite activated. And the first thing I see a lot of people do is stop and two things. Stop and ask why. Why am I feeling activated? Or become afraid because they're feeling activated, just afraid of like, oh my goodness, what's happening? Why is this happening? And kind of spinning out into the why pattern in one way or the other, and fear. And ultimately, the biggest principle of brain rewiring that we're working on here is it's not what you did, it's your brain. It's not what you ate, it's not what you did with your body, it's not anything else. It's just your brain. And the first thing, this is the tip, the first thing to do anytime you're activated, no matter what, is that is a sign you need regulation, is regulate yourself. Use your tools, create dose somehow, visualize, do somatics, listen to music, laugh, meditate, do yoga nidra, whatever your things are. Start by going straight to calm or regulation whenever you're not. And then you will be able, once your limbic system is calm, and you're able to use your prefrontal cortex, if there was something like being at the edge of your training zone or being outside your training zone, that information you actually need to move forward with your process, you'll be able to discern that once you're calm. But when we're activated, pretty much any reasoning that we try to put into place is going to be hijacked by that fear response. And so any line of reasoning might start with something that actually makes sense, but then the brain's going to be like, oh my God, but then, oh my God, does it mean this? And it doesn't mean this. And then that's not safe. And this isn't safe. And I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm never going to succeed. And I'm never going to recover. And I'm having symptoms. Therefore I failed. And like all of the things, right? All the things. So that's the number one rule, is anytime you're activated, there's never a reason to be scared or alarmed. It's just a sign that you need dose. That's it. That's important that you tell yourself that's the meaning you're giving to when I'm activated. It's like when the baby's crying, it's not because there's a problem, it's because they need something. And even if the baby doesn't stop crying, if you tried everything you could, you did the best you could. That's all you need to do, and it's all you can do. So when in doubt, or at any time you're activated, go to calm first, go to regulation first, even if it takes a few days. This was something I had to do a lot in my own recovery journey, where I would end up really activated, have no idea why, and spend like 5 days, just trying to get to some semblance of calm where I could have a train of thought without it getting hijacked. And sometimes there was no reason, no discernible reason. Like sometimes you're just activated for no reason, right? This process is one of meeting our regulatory needs. It's not logical. Human beings have needs. Like we have a need for regulation all the time. We are always in need of regulatory input. That's why people are always trying to feel better, right? Like everybody in the world, even without limbic impairment, is always looking for something to make themselves feel good. And that obviously looks different for folks a lot of times outside of, like, people will look to, addictive patterns or watch a movie or whatever, things we don't have access to perhaps in recovery, to regulate themselves. But overall, we all constantly, life is innately a demand on our system. Being alive is using up energy and regulation, and we need to restore ourselves. So it's not you don't need to have a reason to be activated. If you've had limbic impairment, your system's been in chronic overdrive, and you're going to need a lot of regulatory input to get back to calm. There doesn't need to be a reason why you're symptomatic or why things are worse at the moment. It just means you need more love. Love you guys.